Why is this so terrible? Like, the picture quality on this webcam. Is it just because I'm live? Crazy. I mean, a crumble cookie. Sponsor of the Utah Jazz. Everywhere crumble cookies can be found. We're going to start recording a podcast pregame for this. It's a special occasion. Rudy Gobert's in town. And we are about to take off. It is 6:29, just waiting for that clock to hit 6:30. Waiting for a few more people to get in on Twitter. If you haven't joined us yet on Twitter, this is a spot to get live on the podcast. Obviously, there's chat up there. Haven't had any chats through YouTube, but a lot of action through Twitter. Super fun. We've had a few fans from Finland, a fan from Uruguay. I mean, these guys are up in the middle of the night. So if you're in America, I mean, come on. Come on. I feel I need to move my mic over here because I always go like this and then you can't see my face at all. But I'm going to get this totally upgraded. So, all right, let's make sure this sound is all the way on. I'm going to move, actually. Yeah.
Makes his return to Salt Lake City tonight. Let's finish this homestand on a high note. It's the Jazz and the Timberwolves. Jazz pregame.
Oh, we got to rewind that. Gotta rewind that.
But in the NBA, you celebrate and move on. Former Jazz fan Rudy Gobert makes his return to Salt Lake City tonight. Let's finish this homestand on a high note. It's the Jazz and the Timberwolves. Jazz pregame starts right now.
Right now. Thanks, Bowler Jack, for joining the podcast live via AT&T Sportsnet. If you guys are tuning in, this is a special night. Rudy Gobert comes back to Salt Lake City. So I know we were doing these pre-games before, but I just felt it necessary. This is going to be live on the podcast. So if you're listening to this after the game, feel free to fast forward about a half hour if you want to see or hear reactions to the game after the game. But Rudy Gobert's in town. I read an article on, I believe it was ESPN. I posted it on Twitter. And he's got his little gold medallion walking in all black. He must want to be here with the all black jerseys. I've got it live on my computer screen here, but Gobert said some really nice things about the Utah Jazz. He has some really strong relationships. He stated that he felt like this was his second home he was here for 9 years. He still has a house here, he said. His mom's still here. And so he said, he got to the hotel room. There were fans outside with like a metal sign. I guess they were holding up. I haven't seen that. So if somebody could find a picture on that and show me, that'd be fun. But he was able to sleep in his own house last night instead of the hotel. So I'm sure the emotions are high for him, and it's got to be weird for him to be in the opposing locker room and be around staff and different players that he used to play with. So I had a chance to go to the game tonight. Had a really good deal on tickets, but was unable to find a babysitter. So I didn't get to go. My wife is the lucky one working the game, but I really wanted to go just to, I guess, cheer on Rudy and like give him thanks. He gave us 9 years, and we really watched him develop and grow up in front of us into defensive player of the year 3 times, and then an all-star, and a really big piece in the Jazz history books. Great big man, probably one of our best big man. And it would have been nice to be there tonight and cheer for him. But I wanted to get some different fan reactions. I think he's worked hard when he was in the Jazz uniform, always got better, in my opinion, year after year. And quite frankly, I'm a little sad to see him digress a little bit. I think Minnesota will hopefully learn how to use him correctly. His numbers aren't where they used to be with the Jazz, but I've got Colin and Kevin in here. If you guys want to speak and want to say give your condolences, or I guess it's really give congratulations to Rudy and what he's done, go ahead and request. Yeah, it'll be a fun night. I even texted my grandpa and said, "Hey, would you want to go to the game?" And usually he just always says no. He's older and doesn't want to get out as much, and it's too hard. And he immediately just said yeah. And so I wish I would have had a babysitter lined up. It was last minute where I had a chance at these tickets. And anyways, we're not there. But the point is, even my grandpa wanted to be there, and it kind of feels like a big night in Jazz history when one of your former players that has been with you for 9 years returns. So, Kevin, I'm going to pass the mic over to you, and you can say whatever's on your heart, my friend.
Man, I really wanted to go tonight just to boo Rudy Gobert. Just to boo him all night long. Every time Kessler blocks him, because Kessler's going to block him 10 times tonight, it's going to be a madhouse. Kessler's going to do a triple-double, 10 blocks, 15 rebounds, 30 points. It's going to be unreal. I'm just kidding. No, I want to be there because I want to celebrate Rudy, because I really do think he got a bum rap on the way out. I mean, he's just such a great player. He just couldn't find – I just don't think Quinn was the right system. I don't know that there is a right system in the NBA for him anymore, unfortunately, unless he can somehow magically develop a hook shot or be some sort of threat down under. I just think, golly, I can't imagine what he would have been like 15 years ago in the NBA. If he was here 15 years ago in the NBA, man, freaking NBA All-Star MVP every year. If he was 15 years ago, it just, fortunately, we're in a guard pop 3 league right now, and it's unfortunate, but he's such a good guy. I hope they just cheer the crap out of him. I hope he realizes how loved he was here in Utah.
Yeah, I think I'm guessing they'll probably play the tribute video before the game even starts, and so that'll make a lot of Jazz fans get in their feelings. And I don't see a lot of people booing him, if any. And I think the same thing will go for Donovan. I know the comments are a little bit different that have been out in the media as far as Gobert and Donovan lately. But I mean, once you get in the arena, they play the tribute video. All those memories come flooding back of the playoffs. And I mean, the biggest one that stands out is these two, that last game they won where Donovan throws the lob to Rudy Gobert and he dunks it home for the win. I think most fans will cheer for both of these guys, but Rudy's a little bit different just because he was with us for so much longer. It really felt like our coaching staff and development staff not made him, because you have to have a certain mentality to progress like he did every year. But we saw something in him. We drafted him, and he progressed in the Utah Jazz system into the player he is now. So it's great to see, and I'm really excited. It almost feels like the Jazz are trying to give this win to him because Lowry's out, Simone Fontecchio's out, Colin Sexton's out. Luckily, we get Mike Conley back on restricted minutes. Nickeil Alexander-Walker still getting the start over him, but yeah, it should be a fun night in Salt Lake City. Colin, I'm going to go ahead and approve your request and give the mic over to you. What are your thoughts? Let them all flow. He's still connecting. He's on the East Coast. He's got to shoot up to the satellite. Okay, you're good.
Hello?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah, that took forever to connect. I was just watching it go in circles for
that
a while
was weird.
There. I'm excited. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. That just really sucks that you didn't get a babysitter. I mean, how last second was it? It must have been really last second because I would have been scrambling to find one. Just anybody. Anybody who wants a kid.
Yeah, my friend's mother-in-law has season tickets. I've gone to a few games because sometimes she'll just give them away. But she posted, "Hey, I'm selling them," and I around 3:00 said, "Hey, I'll buy them." And then she said, "Okay." So I was scrambling for a babysitter for like 2 hours.
You didn't even text me.
Well, I didn't even think of you because I was like, you would have wanted to go to the game. I'm not going to be like, "Hey, I'm going to go to the game without you. Will you babysit my kids?"
I wouldn't do that to you. You asked first.
No, I honestly didn't even think about it.
If my wife is at home.
We usually have like go-to babysitters, but everyone's just crazy right now with the holidays. Everyone had plans. So yeah, I was just like, yeah.
It also doesn't help that it's a Friday.
What was that?
It also doesn't help that it's a Friday.
Yeah, everybody, it was just too last minute. So I'm here. I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast if I was at the game, but yeah, so I'm here. But anyways,
yeah, like you said, I wouldn't be worried about a single person booing him. Only because that if a single person booed him, the people next to them whoever booed him in there would probably get punched in the face, knowing how much the Jazz fans love him. And I think that it's a little bit more iffy for Donovan, but I think that once everyone sits down and same way tonight, once you watch the video and the 4 or 5 years that we had Donovan, all the memories that we made, and it's not like he. Thing with Donovan is like I still wouldn't like. People are kind of treating it like Hayward. It's not really like Hayward. Hayward screwed the Jazz. Like actually screwed the Jazz. People had a right to be mad. At the same time, Donovan Mitchell never said. Like people can criticize Donovan because he did never say that he wanted to stay here. He never said. I mean, he said that he basically said like he never asked out. You know what I'm saying? He never said he didn't want to be here. But he never openly, there's those players that are like Dame, for example, that are on Twitter being like, "Oh, I'm a Blazer for life," that kind of thing. So you don't even question it. He let all those rumors bubble up. But at the end of the day, Donovan gave us a good 5 years, and we had a lot of fun with him, and we got a really good trade for him. And so there's no reason to be bitter. It's not like Hayward where, he's a free agent and he doesn't tell anyone, and the Jazz get screwed because they can't sign anyone, and then all of a sudden the Jazz kind of are left in a purgatory. No, we got a really good star who actually might go to the All-Star game this year in Laurie. And then we got, a few first-round picks, and then we got their first-round picks this year. And so I don't know. I think that once everyone watches the videos, everyone's going to cheer on both ends. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for tonight. If I was there, I'm going to be honest with you, I've never been the biggest Rudy Gobert fan. But he was here for 9 years, and I would definitely cheer for him because even though I wasn't, the only reason I wasn't huge on him is because I just didn't like Kevin said. I mean, 15 years ago he would have been easy he'd be MVP candidate every year. He would have been
perennial MVP candidate every year. Every year.
But it's just, and the last 5 years, and the writing was kind of on the wall about his play style. And I really do hope he figures it out in Minnesota. And I feel like there's a team somewhere that could work really well with him. And I feel like if he did get shipped off to Minnesota to maybe a team that wasn't good, he'd instantly be a huge impact player and then be an all-star again. I think that there's so many colliding personalities on Minnesota that it's just so hard for him to kind of fit in and do his thing. And then now the pressure's mounting, so it becomes even harder. But I'd still, like I said, I'd still cheer for him there. And I think everyone in the stadium, I think it's going to be really, really loud. Whether it's him getting blocked or him blocking someone else, it's just going to be cheers, no matter what. So
Yeah,
super excited.
I saw an interesting tweet today. I'm sure you guys could guess who tweeted this out, but I'm not going to say who it was. But they said,
I know.
we screwed Rudy Gobert like
in the chat.
like like the Jazz, or like Gordon Hayward screwed the Jazz. And I thought, well, not really, because we drafted him in the first place. We built him into the player that he was. He became, an all-star and a defensive player of the year here. So I don't think that it's the same. But another thing that you've got to think about with kind of the dysfunction in Minnesota is Rudy didn't choose to go there. So, depending when he becomes a free agent and actually gets to choose where he goes, maybe that's when we see him get back to form, or maybe his style of play just by that time is no longer in the league. I know that he got burned quite a few times with teams trying to pull him out of the middle and whoever he was guarding shooting threes in the playoffs. But what I really want to hit on, because I just think Rudy is unique in the way that he developed every single year. I felt like every single year he got better and didn't really digress. And that's hard for these players to do, especially once they get paid. They kind of take their foot off the gas. But I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite Rudy Gobert moment that stands out? I'm going to let you guys go first and see if you guess one of mine. But JC's Drip, welcome. If you wanna hop in on this conversation, feel free to request. But Dallin or Kevin, I'll let you guys go first. Or sorry, Colin or Kevin.
Kevin, do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
Go for it. I'm trying to pick.
Yeah, my moment is recent, and it's when everyone was talking crap about Rudy Gobert. He can't guard the perimeter. He's gonna get exposed in the playoffs. And then Game 2 against the Clippers, he blocks the game-winning shot on the perimeter and wins us the game.
Yeah, on, I believe, one of the Morris brothers.
Yep, easily. That's easily my favorite moment. And I don't know, because in that moment, once we went 2-0 up, which is so sad, I thought, we are going to the NBA Finals. We are going to the NBA Finals. We are 2 up, and we all know what happened next. We lose 4 in a row, and the dreams are over. And the course of the Jazz is forever changed, because they are choke artists, and we knew they were choke artists, and that's what they do. But
yeah, I don't think you were the only one that felt that way, that we were gonna to make it, because we were so close the year before, and really it was like, if we can just make it out of the first round. I think even Jazz management thought that, right? Like, we really didn't give up until we were knocked out of the playoffs. And to be honest, that team probably had the talent, but they just weren't able to put it together with the chemistry, and who knows what else was going on behind the scenes in the locker room. But it's unfortunate, because we had so many different close chances, even in the bubble when Bogey missed that shot. It was
Conley or Bogey?
Sorry?
Was it Conley or Bogey? I think it was Conley's shot that rattled out.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, maybe it wasn't in the bubble. I remember one of Bogey's shots being the last shot that missed, and you're probably right. Conley had one too, but we had
Conley against the Nuggets. It hit both parts of the rim and then bounced out.
Yeah, we had a really good run with this team. I think a lot of fans fell in love with the team because we were number 1 seed in the entire league one year, and you can't help but think this is a championship team. What was that?
There's a trophy for that one now too.
Yeah, we missed out on that. The one trophy we could have had. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun team. There's good memories. There were times that Rudy Gobert had incredible games along with Donovan Mitchell, and it's an era I think once we look back at, we'll miss in a weird way. But I think a lot of fans are also excited for the future. I know I posted a stat about Walker Kessler. There are only 52 other rookies in NBA history that averaged 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks. All of them played over 20 minutes or averaged 20 minutes a game. And Walker Kessler is averaging those numbers in 15 minutes per game. So, as sour as it is to see Rudy on another team and wish that he was here still, I just feel like Kessler may be the best piece that we have gotten from that trade. And we still haven't even made the draft picks that we got from this Minnesota trade. So in order for him not to be, we'd have to draft someone better than Kessler, which more power if we can do that. But I just feel like Kessler to find a replacement for Rudy Gobert could have probably been the best option for us if that's what we're trying to do.
I agree with you and then disagree with you just because I don't think we needed to replace Rudy. I think we needed to change our team to match what the league is doing, which is small ball, run the ball, pass the ball. But if Kessler can put the ball in the hoop, he's a valuable asset. My favorite moment, y'all are going to laugh. My favorite moment is the microphone debacle.
I like that.
I love it. I know that Donovan got all butthurt and that it put the league all in a tizzy. But to me, that defines who Rudy is. I don't give a shit, fun-loving kind of guy. And and that's, I think, what bothered me so much about, I think that's when I really realized that Donovan and Rudy did not have a relationship, because anybody who really understood and knew who Rudy is knows that he never, ever would have done anything like that if he thought anybody would be hurt by it. He was just trying to be funny and joke around. And the fact that Donovan didn't understand that just really showed me that he didn't know who Rudy was and had no interest in knowing him at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good point, because like at that time when that happened, nobody freaking knew that it was going to blow up into what it did. And really, that'll go down in Jazz history too. The game that was canceled against was it Oklahoma? I remember Chris Paul was there. I think it was Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was Oklahoma.
And so, yeah, it's a great point that, if Donovan couldn't see that Rudy was joking around at that, maybe he just didn't ever want to get to know Rudy's personality. My favorite moment, sorry, my kids are in here wreaking havoc. My favorite moment of Rudy, I think it shows his passion and his fire. And I guess it was kind of on the court, but when I don't know if he got thrown out or had some bad calls and coach subbed him out, but when he slapped that water off of the scores table and
I love that one too.
Yeah, I believe it's a GIF, and it just shows you like how competitive he is and how much he takes a game seriously, and to just go out so frustrated and just put a full body swing into that. He might be able to get on ESPN where they do the slap boxing challenges or the slap boxing matches and beat somebody. I feel like getting slapped by Rudy Gobert, especially with his wingspan, would knock some people out. But yeah, that was my favorite one. It's been a GIF and or a GIF, however you want to say it. I say GIF. It's just a funny memory, but also one that kind of shows his personality on how much he cares. Any other memories as we're talking about it that you can think of that run through your mind with Rudy? I think one for me is when he won the Defensive Player of the Year, and when he won it for the third time in a row. Like anytime he'd score, get a block, the bench would just be calling him 3-time. And I think he worked really hard to get that. I think he took a lot of pride in the defensive end. Maybe because he knew he wasn't that great offensively, or maybe he just didn't get the correct opportunity. But the 3 defensive players 3 years in a row, I mean, I don't know how many players have ever done that.
Yeah, I do also think that if we're gonna, I think Kevin said something about.
Just to clarify, wasn't it 3 and 4 years, not 3 in a row?
Could be. I was questioning that one when I said it.
It should have been 4 in a row.
It should have been 4 in a row for sure.
Giannis should not have won it over him, but Giannis won it because Gobert won it so many times.
Yeah.
And that was the year that Giannis got MVP too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Voter fatigue. I mean, even last year, who won it? Marcus Smart? Or was that who won it?
Yeah, I think Marcus Smart did win it last year.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I think the voter fatigue comes into play. It's even, some people make that debate when Karl Malone won MVP and felt like Michael Jordan still should have won it. I think it does play a role. And, if you've won it so many years, then you need to be exceeding last year's expectations, even if they were the exact same numbers as last year. People just don't like to vote for the same players.
And that's the thing, yeah. If you did win it the year before and your numbers don't improve, even if they're still the best, you probably aren't going to win it again if someone's kind of up there with you, even just barely. So, also, I think it was they wanted to give it because it's been so long since a perimeter player had won it, and everyone was crying for a perimeter player to win it, so they gave it to Marcus Smart.
Yeah, and Marcus Smart's he's probably one of the best on-ball defenders on the perimeter. So, I mean, you can't argue it too much, but it's hard to give it to him, when Rudy Gobert is putting up the numbers that he was. Now, as far as tonight, like the tribute video,
can you real fast? Can you imagine those two playing on the same team? Can you imagine how good Rudy would be if he actually had a guard who wanted to play defense in front of him?
Well, and we had Royce O'Neal, but then once Royce signed his contract, it just seemed like he let off the gas too. He in my mind isn't even that good of a defender, or at least last year wasn't that great of a defender. And I think a lot of those guys' mindset was Rudy's behind me, so I don't need to put in the effort on the defensive end. My other thought was I really wanted to go to the game just to see the tribute video. They've got a broadcast this, don't you think? At least locally. The tribute video? No? Okay.
I mean, they might. I want to say that I've seen other tribute videos before, or at least on YouTube afterwards, so I think you'll be able to see it.
I'm on AT&T Sportsnet right now. I'm just hoping instead of playing a freaking commercial, they show it, because I'm sure there's other fans besides me that want to see it. I don't know. Colin, do you watch your games on League Pass?
Yeah, I watch them on League Pass. Yeah, I can't watch local.
I mean, I doubt they'll do it on that. So
no, I think they will, because they did. Like I said a few years ago, I was on League Pass and they showed Derek Favors.
Oh, really?
He returned.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So I think they will. Speaking of which, I'm probably going to get off now so I can go make sure I don't miss it. But
okay,
it was fun talking to you, and I will join after the game because I'm going to watch the whole thing. So
yeah, I just wanted to do this. I thought it was a fun night, so I'm going to hop off too, and we will see you guys all after the game. So go Jazz! If we can pull this one off without all our players out, that'd be awesome. But yeah, if Rudy has a great night, I think that'd also be fun to watch. So go Jazz! We'll see you guys after the game.